Welcome back to another edition of the Washington Nationals here on OOTP 27. And as you can see, after defeating the Cincinnati Reds in the NLDS, it's now time to take on the St. Louis Cardinals in the LCS, as the Tigers are already up 1-0 over the Angels in the American League, as the Tigers took out the White Sox and the Angels took out the Blue Jays, both in 5 games. Well, we had all these days in between, and even with all these days in between our last game, you can see here all the way back on the 8th, it is now the 12th here for our first game of the CS. And even with all that time, even with the series between Mr. Dave Flores, is still unknown recovery time. I don't know why, but he is. I'm tempted to just throw him on the roster here because, I mean, we got through with Jimenez fine, but I don't know. I really don't want to be in a situation where Jimenez gets hurt in game and then we have no backup. So I think we might just stick with Caraballo again and see if it works. But also, it's a 7-game series. I think we might risk it. We might risk it. I think I'm going to take Caraballo off. We're going to hope that Dave Flores, who has been back from this injury since, like, before the NLDS started, but just unknown recovery time, I'm just hoping he's ready to go. And if he has a setback or something, and if he's not, I would say if he's not ready to go by, like, Game 3, I might just put him on the playoff IL and then just have Caraballo the rest of the series. But we're going to at least see if he can heal up here for the first couple games of the series, maybe even after just this first game. But Dave Flores is going to be on the postseason roster here for this series, and we're going to hope that he is able to play. And then we're going to make one other change here to our team heading into this series. We're going to have Dylan O'Ray play center field. We're going to just hope that he's able to play a good enough center field that we'll be fine. And then Tamariz is going to play right field for us, because Sirota just wasn't getting it done. And then rather than have Sirota as our backup outfielder, fourth outfielder guy, we're going to have another 55-grade center fielder be our fourth outfielder in Pegaretti, who provides this 80-grade speed, steal tendency, stealing ability, base running. So he's much more valuable of a bench player to have than Mike Sirota. So he's going to be on our roster here, and we're going to see how that goes. But quickly taking a look at this Cardinals team, who we are familiar with because we played them last year in the postseason, and are a very good team. They won 105 games. They were the other bye team in the National League. So we've got the two top seeds in the National League taking on each other here in the LCS, as we will take a look at their pitching to start. Jerry Pope, 4-win season, 4.5-win season for him. Very good pitcher. He's slated to go game 1. And then you've got Corey Linda behind him, another very good pitcher. 4-win season for him after back-to-back 3.5-win, 4-win seasons in 34 and 35. Then you got Nathan Hall in their rotation. Really good movement, not great much else. And then you've got Ray Larson behind him, who's decent. And then their closer, Rodolfo De La Torre, the most saves in Major League Baseball this season. Very, very good back-end reliever on this team. And then they've also got Casey Childers, who's a very good left-handed reliever in their bullpen. Ramon Marquez, okay, I guess. Jason DeCaro is still on this team. They got Mason Montgomery. He's pretty decent. Victor Vodnik, whatever. Stephen Okert, 45 years old, finally announcing his retirement. He was a guy that I saw in free agency because I was like, man, this guy's been around forever, because that's just how many if you're a good lefty in the bullpen, you can pitch forever as long as you're healthy. And Stephen Okert is a good example of that here. 45 years old, finally having a bad season here. You look at his major league numbers. His first year was 2016 back with San Francisco, and then all the way here into 2036. And you can see here, I mean, he's had good numbers all these years in his 40s. And then this year was finally the year where he's like, I think I'm finally cooked. So finally going to retire here. But he is on this team. And then in the long relief roles, they've got this guy who stinks and this guy who also stinks. But then on the hitting side of things, Some really big boppers on this team here. Diego Menegal, very, very good player. We were familiar with him last season. Back-to-back 8-win seasons for him. He's elite of the elite. Luis Tapia, the absolute speed demon himself with the 80-grade gap power, who had 74 swiped bags, 54 doubles. Very good player. John Gibbler, another insane AB. Transylvania University. Okay. Sure. 6.5 wins, 133 ribbies, led the National League at the very least. Ryan Austin, very good player, 120 runs scored, elite hitter. So that's 4 guys right there that are elite hitters. And then they got Hancock, who's really, really good himself. They've got this catcher who's solid, definitely. This guy at shortstop, good defender, decent bat as well. J.J. Weatherholt at second base, still a good player as well, veteran at this point. This guy on their bench is just an all-glove guy, but you get the point. Very, very good team. This is going to be a tough series, probably one of the toughest ones we've had, as we are trying to move on to the World Series for a 4th season in a row. Alrighty, folks, it is game 1 of the NLCS. They are wearing the powder blues. We're wearing the red tops. Jerry Harris on the bump for us. They have their ace, Jerry Pope, going for them at a very nasty IMG Academy. Let's get into it here. Harris works the scoreless frame. So does Pope. Harris in some trouble. Runner on second. Nobody out here for Gibbler. Skies in the infield. In comes Hernandez. Puts it away for out number 1. Runner stays put at second. Brings up Osorio. 2-1 count to him. That is going to be blooped into right field for a base knock. So that will score a run. RBI single. Moves it to second on the throw. 1-0 Cardinals lead. They strike first. 2-2 count to Gonzalez. Struck him out. Brings up Rodriguez. And, of course, that's going to be a base knock. Will it score somebody, though? The throw to the plate, not going to be in time. So it's a 2-0 Cardinals lead. Not the best second inning here from Harris as he gets out of it from there. And then our bats do nothing. Harris in some trouble here against Jesse Hancock. But he strikes him out for out number 2, and then it's a Menegal. Ground ball up the middle. Feliz cannot field it cleanly, but he does save a run. Now it's Ryan Austin with a full count. And he's going to bloop one over the head of Wei Lee for a base knock. Make it a 3-0 lead. Corners now for Gibbler. That's down the line. That's going to score probably 2. And that's not good. Yep. 5-0 lead for the Cardinals here. Jerry Harris absolutely getting cooked this game. Can't get Osorio out. Now it's 6-0. I think we got to take him out. I was going to see if he could just get through 3, but he can't even do that. He can't even fucking do that. We're going to bring in Paul. We're going to bring in Kleeman as a follower. So he gets out of from there. We're just going to half the offenses here and see if we can make a comeback. Nothing going. Kleeman gets through it. We tack on 1. Kleeman gets through it. I need a pitcher. Oh my god, he hurt himself? Shoulder tendonitis. Oh my god. Alright, what's the 6th now? So let's bring in Sime. Gets out of it. Offense does nothing. Sime score this frame. Offense tacks on 1, so it's a 6-2 game. It's a 4-run game, so it's kind of doable, but the offense has done nothing for us. We're going to bring in a bunch of lefties here. We'll bring in Marsala. Score this frame. They bring in their closer. And we have Fonseca, Jimenez, Feliz due up. First and second, but it's 2 outs for Dylan O'Ray. Fuck it. Marco Barrera with his 875 grade power against righties. Yeah, still. Marco Barrera coming into pinch hit. 2 on, 2 out. Spits on ball. Strike 3, bat in his shoulder. Oh my god. Let's get the ABS going. What are we doing here? Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So now we're going to bring in Pegoretti, and he's going to play center field for us. Marsala gets through the inning. We're down 4 here. We're going to need a miracle. Can anything happen? Once again, 2 on, but 2 outs here for Fonseca. Absolute screamer right at the shortstop, out number 3. So we dropped game 1, 1-0 here in the LCS, and we're fighting from behind. Alrighty, folks, we're down 1-0 in the series. Dax Hardcastle's going for game 2. They have Corey Linda, their other elite pitcher, going for them here in game 2 for them. So, really good pitching matchup. Once again, Dave Flores not ready to go. Melvin Jimenez is the catcher for us. Let's get into it. Score this frame for Hardcastle. Score this frame for their guy. Now Hardcastle in some trouble. 0-2 count, though, with a runner on second and 1 out. And that's going to be ripped down the right field line into the corner. Osorio delivers. That's going to make an RBI base knock, and we are once again fighting from behind. Hardcastle gets out of it from there. Our offense does nothing. Hardcastle scoreless frame. Our offense trying to threaten here. Runner on second base for Dylan O'Ray and nobody out. Bloops one into the outfield grass into no man's land. That's going to score Luis Hernandez. 1-1 ball game. Dylan O'Ray delivers. Brings up Wilkin Tamariz with a runner on first base. Don't know what happened with him, but now it's first and second. 1 out here for Jerry Harris, who hits a ball into the air right field, but caught for out number 2. Everyone stays put. Now it's Wei Lee. Ground ball first base, out number 3. So still 1-1 here, top 4. Hardcastle in some trouble. Runner on second, 1 out for John Gibler. They go and swipe third, so now he's 90 feet away from scoring. They go home with it, slap the tag on the runner at the plate, so it's still 1-1. 2 down now, runner on first. Hardcastle can't get at it from there, so it's first and second now. But then gets Gonzalez to pop up to third base for out number 3. So we're on to the bottom of the 4th here. Offense does nothing. Hardcastle scoreless frame. All right. We've knocked Corey Linda out of the game. They bring in Mason Montgomery here with 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Or 2 outs, 2 on, rather, to Jerry Harris, full count. Struck him out. So we strand 2 runners, still a 1-1 game. We're on to the 6th. Hardcastle scoreless frame. Montgomery scoreless frame. Hardcastle, 2 outs, runner on second. Rodriguez fly ball to left field, put away for out number 3. So Hardcastle has given up 1 run through 7 innings as we are now on to the bottom of the 7th. Montgomery still on the bump. First and second, 1 out now as Ramon Marquez is on, facing Wilkin Tamariz. Ground ball to third base. They only get the runner at first, though, but it's 2 down. Runner on second and third here for Luke Corsia. And he delivers. Smacks one up the middle of the infield. That's going to find some outfield grass and plate 2 runs as the Cardinals, or the Nationals, take a 3-1 lead here over the Cardinals on a Luke Corsia RBI, 2 RBI base knock. Jerry Harris going to do anything, perhaps? No, just the ground ball. End of the inning. We're on to the top of the 8th with a 2-run lead. Dax Hardcastle. We're going to go batter by batter with him. J.J. Weatherholt, full count to him. Struck him out. He is at 104 pitches Brings up Luis Tapia. Well, this is the top of the order here. Let's just take him out. Let's not do any risky business here. Righty, righty, lefty. Let's bring in Jay Nelson. Gets out of it. We're on to the 8th. Offense trying to tack on some more. Wei Lee's on second base for Fonseca and nobody out. Strike 3 to Fonseca. So 1 down now, brings up Jimenez. Wei Lee goes and swipes third base. Ball gets away. Wei Lee comes in. It's a 4-1 ball game. Speed makes things happen. Nothing else going in the inning, though. It's a 3-run lead. You know what that means. Bobby Matamoros coming in the game. Shuts the door. Matamoros does what he does. Doesn't actually get any strikeouts and walks a guy, but it's a clean inning nonetheless. Dax Hardcastle, phenomenal. 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 Ks on the day. He was electric. And then the offense does just enough. Only 4 hits, but enough timely hitting to get the 4-1 victory. All right, folks, it's game 3. Now we're here with the fuck-ass slanted camera over to the right side of the infield here, or the shortstop side of the infield. Ray Larson on the bump for the Cardinals. We have Edwin Hurtado going for us. We should have the pitching matchup. It's a 1-1 series. Let's get into it. Nothing going for our offense. Hurtado scoreless frame. Nothing going. Nothing going. Nothing going. All right. Runner on second. 1 out. Here in the bottom of third. Tapia flies one out to right field for out number 2. Brings up Jesse Hancock. Hurtado puts him away for out number 3. On to the 4th inning. Offense does nothing. Hurtado in some trouble, but it's 2 outs. Runner on second. Osorio, ground ball to second base. Wei Lee makes the play. Out number 3. We're on to the 5th inning, where the offense is trying to threaten. Runner on second base, but it's 2 outs here for Dylan O'Ray. Spits on ball 4, first and second now for Wilkin Tamariz, who has done nothing. And he proceeds to do nothing, or continues to do nothing, as he grounds out for out number 3. So it's still 0-0 here, bottom 5. Hurtado scoreless frame. Offense jumping off to a good start here. Larson still on the bump. Luke Corsia leadoff double brings up Jerry Harris. Works a full count and then watches strike 3. Here's Wei Lee now. Off the end of the bat at the second base. 2 down, runner moves up to third base. 90 feet away here for Fonseca, who then just grounds at the second base. And now we are still in a 0-0 game onto the bottom of the 6th. Where Hurtado works a scoreless frame, and now Stephen O'Kurt, the 45-year-old man, enters the game. And he's in some trouble. First and second, nobody out. Luis Hernandez, the playoff performer himself. Of course he delivers. Finds some outfield grass down the left field line. No one scores, though. Only a single, as their left fielder played that so well. Tapia. Sure, probably just super fast getting to it. Runners on, yeah, so bases loaded, nobody out. Dylan O'Ray, who's been terrible. It's lefty on lefty here. We're going to pinch hit for him. That's the wrong team. We're both red. We are going to bring in Marco Barrera with the bases juiced and nobody out. This is the time to do it. Lefty on righty, 80 grade pop. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. And now it's Tamariz. Please don't get doubled up. Okay, well, they get the runner at the plate, but he's not doubled up. So now it's still bases loaded, but it's 2 outs. Luke Corsia pops it up into foul territory. We bases loaded, nobody out, and we get nothing. Ridiculous. Now we got to bring in Pegoretti to play center field. And Hurtado, we'll go batter by batter here. Fly ball for Austin. 1 down. Brings up Gibbler. 0-2 to him. Fly ball to center field. 2 down. Next batter up is Osorio. Fly ball left field. That'll be 3 down. 1, 2, 3. We're on to the 8th. Hurtado, 7 scoreless innings. They have Rodolfo De La Torre in the game. Still 0-0 here in St. Louis. Harris, Whaley, Fonseca due up for us. Full count here to Harris. Struck him out. Brings up Whaley. Full count to him as well. Ground ball at the shortstop. Out number 2. Next batter up is Fonseca. 3-1 count to him. Ground ball up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. 1, 2, 3 go the Nats. We're on to the bottom of the 8th. We are going to bring on righty, lefty. Evan Hollick. Scoreless frame. We're on to the 9th as Casey Childers comes in. The lefty to face Jimenez, then Feliz Hernandez. Yeah. All right. Melvin Jimenez, what do you got? 1-2 count, lefty on lefty. Line drive, but right at the left fielder. 1 down. Brings up Feliz. Slow roller back to the pitcher. Childers makes the play himself. And now it's 2 down. Brings up Luis Hernandez, the playoff performer. Keeps the inning alive. Base knock, rip up the middle. 2 down. Runner on first. Brings up Pegoretti. It's lefty on lefty, though. Ground ball gets retired for out number 3. We're on to the bottom of the 9th. Apparently Evan Hollick hurt himself, and he's great. Now he's going to miss the rest of the postseason. We're going to bring in Matamoros here in the 9th. Move things on to extras. Scoreless frame. We're on to the 10th. Tamariz. We only have Gabby Berry on the bench here, so let's just risp it. 2nd and 3rd. 1 out. Whaley. That might get over the head. It does not, but it's going to be a sac fly. Corsia will tag up and score. We have a 1-0 lead here in the 10th inning. Anything else going here with Fonseca? Full count. Hit in the air to left field, but it will be caught for out number 3. We're on to the bottom of the 10th. Matamoros could potentially close this out. We're going to let him try. Ryan Austin, first batter up. Skies it shallow center field. Pegoretti puts it away for out number 1. Brings up John Gibbler. Struck him out. Then it brings up Osorio. Ball 4, I think that's got to be it. He's completely cooked. We cannot risk it. Let's just go Jay Nelson. Play the matchups here rather than going with the former closer and Gardenhire. 0-2 count. Of course, they counter with a switch hitter. And we strike him out nonetheless. It's a 2-1 Nationals Series lead here after a 1-0 thriller of a game here in St. Louis in extra innings. Nothing going on all day long. 7 hits for us, only 3 for them. Edwin Hurtado goes 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks. Hollick, Matamoros, and Nelson come in and are dominant. And we just managed to tack on a sac fly to win the game in the 10th. And that was the only run of the day. Alrighty, up 2-1 in the series. Here in St. Louis still. Nathan Hall is pitching for the Cardinals, while we have Alex Rouse on the bump. Dave Flores still somehow not ready to go. I don't know how, but he still isn't. I should also mention that we took, when Kleeman got hurt, we took him off the roster for Junichi Yoshima, And then when Hollick just got hurt, we took him off the roster for Sakamoto. So we have 2 more names here in the bullpen. Let's get into it here. Top 1. We're immediately cooking, but it's 2 outs, runner on second here for Fonseca, who watches strike 3. So nothing going for us. On to the bottom of the first. Scoreless frame. Offense cooking. First and second, nobody out. Luis Hernandez, who lays down a bunt. Was that a bunt or was it just a check swing? Whatever it was, it worked as a sack, and now it's second and third. 1 out here for Dylan O'Ray. Spits on ball 4. I should also mention that Pegoretti's actually playing right field for us today because Tamers has been horrible, and it's a right-handed pitcher. So Pegoretti with a chance to shine here with the bases loaded and 1 out. And it's caught in deep left field corner, but it will be a sac fly. So we'll take it. 1-0 lead here for the Nats. Pegoretti does something. Now it's Corsia. That looks like it's going to land in. It will indeed. He's going to hustle on into second base. That's going to plate at least 1. 2 RBI double for Corsia. Clears the bases. It's a 3-0 lead for the Nationals. As now Jerry Harris digs in. And he would ground at the shortstop for out number 3. So now we're on to the bottom of the second rather. Rouse scoreless frame. We're on to the third with a 3-0 lead. Nothing going for the offense. Nothing going for them. Nothing going for us. And Rouse gives up a solo shot, but gets at it from there. So it's a 3-1 ball game here, top 5. Victor Vodnik on the bump here for the Cardinals. As we are threatening with a runner on second base, but 2 outs here for Fonseca, who watches strike 3. That looked like it was high, but backwards K nonetheless. Bottom 5 here for Rouse. Runner on second, but 2 outs. Struck him out with the sinker. Move things on to the 6th inning. Stephen O'Kurt comes in. Nothing going for us. Rouse possibly in some trouble. Runner on second. 1 out here for Jesse Hancock, who clobbers one to left center field. So they stole second, and then they hit a 2-run blast. It's a 3-3 ball game. We're getting Alex Rouse out of there. We are going to bring in lefty Marsala. It's Marsala time. Okay, 2 on, 2 outs. 3-1 to Osorio. But then he hits a ground ball over to Hernandez for out number 3. So 3-3 ball game. Our lead is no longer a thing. As we have now first and second, 1 out for Jerry Harris in the 7th against Ramon Marquez coming into the bullpen. And we double steal, and now it's 2 in scoring position. And Jerry Harris delivers. A screamer off that wall in left field. That's probably going to score 1, if not 2. Or will score 1, if not 2. It's a 2-run double. 5-3 lead as Jerry Harris, who has not been great this postseason at the plate, finally delivers with a big hit here to give us a lead late in the game. 2-1 count now to Wei Lee. That's going to bloop into center field. Jerry Harris should score from second. It'll make it a 6-3 lead here now as Wei Lee, RBI base knock. Oh, no, he doesn't score. Stays up at third, so it's still 5-3. But then Wei Lee goes and swipes second base. Now it's 2 in scoring position for Fonseca, who goes down swinging. And now it's Melvin Jimenez, who also goes down swinging. And we don't play any more runs. But we do take a lead. We're on to the bottom of the 7th. Marsala, scoreless frame, top of the 8th. Nothing going for us. Marsala is going to come out of the game here. We're going to bring on Jay Nelson. In some trouble here, first and second. 1 out for John Gibler. 1-2 count to him. Ground ball around the horn, perhaps. 5-4-3. Yes, indeed. Luis Hernandez starts it off there. gets us out of the inning. It's still a 5-3 game as we're on to the top of the ninth. Casey Childers comes on. We are going to pinch hit for Pegoretti with Tamariz just because it's easier for him to come in and play right field the rest of the way as well. Nothing going for the offense, but with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the ninth, we are going to turn to, Bobby Matamoros, only 50% stamina. Fuck it. It's a Ben Gardenhire save type of game. And he gets it done. Ben Gardenhire shuts the door. Cardinals now down 3-1 here in the LCS. Backs against the wall. Here we are, folks, Game 5. This is the last game of the series in St. Louis as we are looking to clinch a 4th straight trip to the World Series. Jerry Pope, their ace, going for us, or for them, and for us, we have our Jerry going. Jerry Harris on the bump with a chance to send us to the World Series. So top 1, nothing going for the offense. Harris, scoreless frame as well. Pope, already down 1-0 here as Fonseca walked, Jimenez struck out, and then Feliz doubled in Fonseca to make it a 1-0 lead. And now Luis Hernandez up with a runner on second and 1 out, proceeds to go down swinging. And then Dylan O'Ray hits one in the air at the left center field. That's down up against the wall. Extra bases, that's going to make it a 2-0 lead here for the Nationals, as O'Ray will trade places here with an RBI double. Now Wilkin Tamariz, who has been horrible since taking over that right field spot, gets an infield single. We'll take it. Anything that works for him. So he's on first. Runners on the corners here now for Corsia. Rips one up the middle. O'Ray will score. RBI base knock. Tamariz goes first to third, and we are once again corners here with 2 outs, and Jerry Harris digs in. Spits on ball 4, so it's a 3-0 lead here with bases juiced. 2 outs for Wei Lee. Hits one into the right center field gap. That's going to be off the top of the wall. That's going to be dangerous. Possibly a bases clearing triple for that speed, and it is indeed. Wei Lee clears the bases loaded with a triple. It's a 6-0 lead here in the second inning for the Nationals, and the Cardinals, with their best pitcher on the mound, have got to be absolutely killed. Demoralized to the worst degree imaginable. I mean, they've got to bring in a long reliever who stinks just to eat innings at this point. Anything else going for the offense as Fonseca digs in? And it's still going. Fonseca with a base knock makes it a 7-0 lead for the Nationals. What about Jimenez? 2-0 count to him. How about another one? Another base knock. Fonseca holds up at second base. It's first and second here for Feliz. And he finally is the 3rd out of the inning. A 7-run inning here in the second as Jerry Harris takes the bump. Works a scoreless frame. We're just going to half the offense from here on out. Nothing going for the offense. Harris in some trouble, but it's 2 outs, runners on the corners. And then strikes out Hancock. Still a 7-0 game. We are on to the 4th. Nothing going for the offense. Harris in some trouble. Runner on third. Nobody out here for Ryan Austin. That's going to be a sac fly. Make it a 7-1 game. But, we'll take it. Still a 6-run lead. Nothing going the rest of the inning. Offense does nothing. Harris in some trouble. But he strikes out Tapia. And then walks Weatherholt. Walks Weatherholt. Walks Hancock, brings up a Menegal. And, let's not have him pitch the bases loaded here. He's kind of teetering towards the end of his performance here, end of his start here. So let's just bring in Herrera here with a lefty. Yeah, we're going to bring in Herrera. 1-2 count. Here it comes. Struck him out. Easy peasy. On to the 6th, still a 7-1 ball game. Nothing going for the offense. Herrera, of course, going to get in some trouble here. I mean, these are all lefties he's given these up to. So now it's a 7-2 game. We'll let him face one more lefty and then take him out. All right, strikes out that guy. So it's 1 down, runner on first. We're going to bring in... Let's bring in Skeens. Struck out that guy, Gonzalez. Now it's Rodriguez up. And they go and swipe second base. And then he walks Rodriguez. But then he strikes out Weatherholt. So we are now on to the 7th inning here in this ball game. Victor Vodnik is in. Our offense does nothing. Skeens in some trouble. Strikes out that guy. Now it's a Menegal. Wei Lee with Bill Buckner at second base. I mean, what the fuck was that? Okay, we gotta take Skeens out of the fucking game here. Bring in all these lefties. Let's bring in or it's the 7th. Let's bring in Sakamoto. All right, strikes out Gibbler. They pinch hit with Valdez, and he also goes down swinging. So Strands, the base is loaded. It's still just 7-2. We're on to the top of the 8th. The offense tacks on even more. What happened this inning? O'Ray walks. They bring in a new pitcher. 2-run shot for Tamariz, single for Corsia, single for Harris. Wei Lee goes down swinging. They bring in another pitcher, Fonseca, singles, and then they get at it from there. So it's now an 11-2 lead as Sakamoto works a scoreless frame. Nothing else going, and now let's leave Sakamoto in. Or let's bring in Oshima. Hasn't pitched. Get him some work here. Boom. Scoreless frame, easy stuff. 11-2, Nationals win the game. 4-1 series win. Look at this. Luis Hernandez, series MVP, after the regular season that he had, comes in here and he's just a playoff machine. He's the playoff performer. That's what he does. He comes in here, gets it done. I mean, 3-hit day from Corsia, Wei Lee, 2 hits for Fonseca and Jimenez and Hernandez and Tamariz. Tamariz had 2 hits. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, just all around great day, complete utter dominance. We got to Pope early, knocked him out of the game. This guy thought he was going to shut it down and move it on to DC for the series. Instead, he throws an absolute stinker. And we're on to the World Series for a 4th year in a row, folks. Do we know who we are playing? Not quite. It's either going to be the Angels or the Tigers. Right now, the Angels are up 3-2. We shall see next time.